What's up, world? I don't even know where to begin. I've had this story for over a decade. I think it's finally time to tell it. Alright, so when I was young, I went to a sleepaway camp from like 8 to 16. It was a normal sleepaway camp, basketball, swimming, food, homies, sneaking out, trying to hang out with the girls, all that stuff. Normal sleepaway camp stuff, alright? I'm a normal dude, get along with pretty much everybody. But me, my personality, especially growing up, I always had an issue with certain authority figures. Just the way I was spoken to. I was always a good guy, always a decent student, always a respectful kid. But when somebody treated me a certain way, I didn't like it. I got along with 90% of the counselors, 90% of the leaders, and all the kids and stuff like that. But there was one dude specifically I kind of always butt heads with, right? It was kind of for that reason. I think the way we interacted, the way he interacted with me and treated me, I probably didn't like it. So, we kind of got into it every so often. Nothing too serious. I'm only 12 or 13. A quick go f yourself here. A quick go f yourself there. Nothing crazy. So, it all starts before summer, right? A few weeks before summer. School just gets out in the 8th grade. School just gets out. So I go home like any normal kid does. I go right to AIM. If you guys don't know what AIM is, if you're from another country maybe, you were born in the post-2000 era, post-90s I should say, then you might not know what that is. Basically, just like a little chat, personal chats, chat rooms. You guys know the deal. Some of you know the deal. If not, look it up. What any teenager does, they run home, they go to AIM, they say what's up to all their people that they just talked to like 27 minutes ago. Hey man, what are you getting into? You had the little sounds that go log on, log off, but that's besides the point. But I'm getting off into a tangent. So I'm on AIM, chatting with my homies, chatting away. Maybe I'm on Xbox Live too, who knows? I'm bouncing around. I'm going back and forth, alright? But I get a message, it pops up. It was an unknown person. It wasn't somebody I was familiar with. It wasn't one of my homies. It wasn't one of the girls I was trying to holler at that I was familiar with at the time. So I get a message from this person, XO Brit or XO Jess or something like that. It was some young girl type of flirty name, right? And I open it. It says, hey, me being the young, strange, potentially horny, weird 13-year-old weirdo I am, it piques my curiosity a bit, right? So I say, hey, comes back, how are you, whatever. We have this small talk for a few minutes, nothing crazy, right? I knew about stranger danger. My parents told me not to go too in depth with people in the chat rooms. That was a big scary thing when you were growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, the chat rooms. You never wanted your parents to know you were in those things, you know what I mean? We're bullshitting with the normal back and forth for like just a couple minutes, and then it takes a quick left turn. I don't know which way you watching it. It takes a quick left turn, right? So the message I get from XO Jess or XO Brit, I forgot the name. They said, hey Jesse, use my name. They knew my name, which was strange, by the way. I forgot that point. They knew my name. So they already knew my personal name, my area I lived in for the most part, which was a little creepy. But I figured, hey, let me see who this person is, right? They said, hey Jesse, I'll send you nudes if you send me nudes. I drew the line there in my head, I've never done that in my life at 13. I write back, hey, I'm not really looking to do that, X, Y, and Z. Maybe we could talk more if you want, but I'm not really feeling that. I'm not really going to send you nothing. So they said something like, okay, you don't have to send me anything, but if you pass on someone else's nudes that I have, I'll send you mine. And I said, that's even weirder now. Pass along somebody's dick pics in exchange for some, you know what I mean, some of those pics, you know what I mean? So I think that's odd, that's strange, right? So I said no to the first proposal. I said no. You still said, hey, look, I'll send you some nudes if you pass along this guy's nudes to someone else. I didn't want to see you nude. Why am I going to want to see a dick? As a heterosexual man, no disrespect. Everybody each his own. To me, especially as a 13-year-old young heterosexual man, I was not trying to see another young man's genitals. If I wasn't looking to see a sex I was interested in, private top and bottom parts, I was definitely not interested in seeing a young man's genitals at the time. So, a few minutes passed by saying, yo, fuck that. I'm not rocking with it. This is acting a little bit strange. You know what I mean? I didn't threaten parents, but none of that. I'm not really feeling this. Leave me alone, go somewhere else. Bunch of nonsense. Oh, f you, off. You're blah, blah, blah. I know shit about you. I got shit on YouTube, X, Y, Z, whatever, whatever, whatever. I go back to my regularly scheduled 13, 14-year-old program. Pornhub or whatever was at the time. YouTube, Club Penguin or something, you know? Funny combo, but who are we kidding? That was what I was on. You know what I mean? That was my life. Or Halo 1, the first Halo. Y'all remember the first Halo where you played on the computer and you couldn't play with nobody and there was no Xbox Live? You just had coagulation or blood gulch or whatever that level was called. But yeah, let me not keep going off into that tangent. So I'm doing my normal searching on the internet like I normally do. I come across some weird sites, some strange sites. I'm on the dark web. I'm on the friendly web. I'm everywhere. You know what I mean? I go about my business. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my dad. I didn't tell my teachers. I didn't tell anybody about this. I might have told one or two friends. We brushed it off. We said, oh, that's funny. That's cool. That's weird. That's strange. Oh, I would have done this. I would have done that. Whatever. So I went about my life, you know, for another week or two before summer camp rolls around. So boom, I'm upstairs, right? I had 2 floors growing up. I had downstairs, my parents are there. Upstairs, me and my sibling. We only had one computer, dial up. You know how that shit worked too. We can't be on the phone, on the internet at the same time. So I'm on the computer, right? Boom, someone's knocking at the door, right? My mom was home at the time. Boom, my mama goes and answers the door. So I peek my head around like this to try to see who it is. You know, my mom's already talking, so I give my little, you know, I'm talking about one of these, and then someone else comes up here. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I see they say FBI. FBI, they flash the badge. FBI, we have some questions for you. So I say, I'm f***ed. I forgot about this situation. All right? I looked at some crazy shit as a young kid. I said, they got me. They finally got me. Take me now, man. This is it, y'all. This is it. I'm going away for a long time. I didn't even commit a crime. But in the back of my head, as a 13-year-old, I'm thinking about all the little things I did, man. I stole an eraser from my homie's desk, man. You know what I mean? One time I took a book from the book fair. I didn't pay for it. The websites I went to as a young kid too. Sometimes I came across some strange things that I shouldn't have seen. You know, 2 cups and a couple women and, you know, some horses and stuff like that. But I figured this was a federal offense on some level, somehow. First thing, how are you? Good, whatever. Skip the small talk. We need to see your computer. What? We need to see your computer. Okay, yeah. Oh, computer. Okay. Computer's upstairs. Yep. Telling my mom, I'm whispering, Mom, I went to this site, I did that. I start getting on my hands and knees and begging and pleading and just confessing all my sins as a 13-year-old. And my mom said, no problem. She told them. They said, oh, that's nothing. I said, thank God. But what are they here for? So they said, we have reason to believe that there's some illegal activity and some sort of illegal transcription, I forgot the word, an interaction, a conversation between this IP address and another IP address. In my head, I'm thinking this is fucking weird. So I think about that time. I kind of didn't really put 2 and 2 together right originally, but I'm thinking about it in the back of my head, right? Fast forward, man, you know, they take this shit, no problem. They take the hard drive, they take the computer, the screen, they take whatever they need, the keyboard, I don't know, I don't even remember, but they take it all, right? They take as much as they can, as much as they need, they're taking it. Cool, no problem. I'm off the hook. I go to sleepaway camp in a week. I'm hyped. I get on a plane, flying off to camp, see my homies, you know, see the counselors that I'm cool with, stuff like that. I told you before, I'm cool with everybody, almost everybody. I see the couple people I'm not really tight with, you know, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? We go on about our ways, nothing serious, nothing crazy. I'm talking to my homies about all the wild shit I did during the year, which was like nothing, Club Penguin, porn, shit like that. They're telling me all the wild shit they did, nothing. Few days go by in camp, the normal shit, basketball, sports, you know, flirting here and there with the girls, shitty camp food that tasted like jail food, you know what I mean, stuff like that. That's what we were doing for a few days. So we all go to this little meeting area a few days in, and a guy I don't really like, but he's kind of in charge of my age group, you know, 13 or like 12 to 14, something like that. But it's only a 2 or 3 year window, and he's kind of in charge of all the counselors, all the campers, stuff like that within that age group and the boys, like a gazebo type of thing. We're sitting outside, you know, he's talking about whatever. He said, hey, look, I know you guys are gonna miss me. I'm gonna miss you guys, and I have to go unexpectedly back to, I think he said some medical school or law school or something like that. So me, I'm hype. I don't give a fuck. I'm cheering in my head at least, you know, not out loud. So this guy's gone. I'm super hype for that. He said he's got to go to school or something. Something popped up. Kids are hugging him goodbye. Me, I'm cheering, man. I don't give a fuck. And then something in the back of my head tells me this is a little bit odd. This guy who's been here for a long, long time, years on end. I think he was even a camper at one point. Camper, the counselor, to this. This man leveled his way up. So me being me, I start thinking this is a little bit odd. And I'm looking around like I'm getting punked or some shit. The Ashton Kutcher's about to run out somewhere. So I look around. Lo and behold, guess who I see? I'm looking around. You'll never guess who I see. I said, you'll never guess who I see. I see the two guys who were knocking at my door. This is strange. I still don't know what the fuck is going on. But I'm like, I'm not a mathematician. I'm not an FBI agent. I don't work for the government. But me, I'm not the dumbest bread in the light bulb box. So whatever, I carry on with my day. I'm not looking to do anything. School's over. You think I'm looking to think and start solving crimes on my own? I don't care. As long as I'm not going to jail, as long as I can play basketball and eat shitty camp prison food, and I don't really care. There's no responsibilities. All is well. But a few days later, rumors start swirling. I tell you what, boy, rumors start swirling. Rumors are coming around full circle. People are talking. Wah, 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 wah. Charlie Brown shit like this. Wah, 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 wah. I'm talking about shit like that. It's going nuts. What they say next, or what I say next, may or may not shock you. Or you already knew all along what was going on here, and you're a genius, and I'm an idiot. Some of my homies start talking to me. They say, hey, yo, did you hear the news? I say, what news, bro? We talking about news, dog. No, I didn't hear the news. Yo, did you hear the news? I said, nah. They say the camp counselor, they said, I think he got arrested. I said, what do you mean, bro? He wouldn't lie to us. Adults don't lie to us. I said, what are you talking about arrested, bro? Arrested for what? What'd he do, man? He stole Crocs, Sperry's. He golfed an extra hole by accident without paying for it. They said, nah, bro. He was messaging campers during the year. He was using the camp directory to get kids' names, email. I'm getting chills thinking about this shit. AIM messenger, messengers, the chat names, the email addresses, the names, where they live, their schools. And I said, okay, what was he doing? He was emailing underage kids asking for explicit pictures of themselves. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He was asking young kids for that. Man was like 30 at the time, asking young kids for their pictures of themselves, which, according to my calculations, is fucking illegal. Kids start talking. Yo, I got a message from this. Did you get a message? Yeah, I got a message. I had some homies, I kid you not, I had some homies that genuinely, they were on like a chat roulette type of thing with this girl, sending whatever they're sending. I had homies sending pictures on the Sidekick or whatever was out at the time. I don't remember what phone was out at the time. But me, I didn't send nothing. I'm grateful for it. Although I had some homies, I still talk to this day. They weren't as lucky. The fact that I would say evil lost and evil did not prevail. The good prevailed at the end of the day. I think all the people I know, they kind of got over it. It wasn't. I don't want to make light of it, but luckily, as far as we know, he never did anything physically or in person or any of that stuff. He was one of those internet weirdo troll type of guy. It's confirmed, man. Summer ends. I get home, man. I don't know how long it took, but I see it pop up. The news is moving again. The news is circulating. It said, I'm going to put it right here. Parental nightmare. Camp counselor gets 14 years in coerced internet sex case. Whew. In a case that has been described as every parent's nightmare, a summer camp counselor was sentenced to 14 years in prison Thursday for using the internet to trick boys into providing him with sexually explicit photographs and video recordings of themselves. Whew. Bro, that's not a joke, dog. I know I'm making, I'm joking around. I'm going to teach y'all a lesson. Stay safe on the internet. make sure y'all watch and double check and triple check who you're talking to, especially with these new Snapchat filters and this weird shit and the catfishing. Catfishing wasn't a thing back then. We didn't have a word for it, but apparently we were all getting catfished back then too. So make sure y'all stay safe. Make sure y'all look out for your friends, your family, all that. Don't trust people on the internet too crazy, except your Uncle Rez. You guys already know you can trust me. I definitely don't want to seem insensitive in any way, regarding victims and of sexual abuse. And this was just my own personal experience. I wanted to tell it from my eyes, from my point of view, and hopefully I can make you guys, see that this shit is real out there. But that's it, y'all. That's the story about the time I was 14 years old. The FBI came to my house. That's it, man. If y'all enjoyed the story time, if this gets a good enough response and reaction, and if people care enough about story time with Uncle Rez, then I'm going to tell y'all about the time I was driving near the Mexican border in Texas, and I got pulled over by Border Patrol, and they had canines in my car, and we had some people hiding in strange places, and we had some illicit things on us, and definitely wasn't abiding by the law at the time when we got pulled over by the Border Patrol people. This is a while ago, man. I'm definitely a law-abiding citizen. If you want to hear that story, make sure you drop a big like below, drop a big comment below. We're going to be back every few weeks or every so often with a story time with Rez if y'all are really interested in that. Much love. Peace.